Hey guys, my name's Dave, this is Custom Spray Mods, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get an awesome professional finish at home using spray cans. Check it out. Okay, so I need to spray the fuel tank of this bike. It didn't always look like this. I pulled it out of a container, changed the fairings, but the tank didn't match. So I need to match the fairings. I need to paint the fuel tank in a yellow paint. Now I'm going to show you how to do that using aerosol cans. All that in this video. Check it out. So this is my bike. I've had it in this container for the last 8 years at least. Last time I rode it was 2013. I painted it in this color, and it's been sitting in this container for a long time, so it's a bit scungy. I think I'm going to clean it up and get it ready for the road. Now that the bike's all clean, I've ripped all the old fairings off, ordered some new street fairings, done an oil change, fully rebuilt the brakes, put in a new fuel filter, cleaned and put a sealer through the tank as well. Finally ready to do some painting. The new fairings are on and they look great, but the fuel tank just doesn't match. So I want to paint it yellow like the rest of the bike, but first I need to get some paint. Now to get the right colour, I'm going to pull off the top fairing and take it into a paint shop to get colour matched. And I've gone to my favourite paint shop, VG Auto Paints. They've got everything here for a full paint job from start to finish. You can take your parts in and they'll colour match it even if you don't have a paint code. So there's a few ways you can get your colour matched. If you match it to some colour chips, then you'll have a paint code and you can get that paint again in the future. It's also a bit cheaper. If there are no colour chips that match, then they will create a colour from scratch. And basically, you'll have to bring that part in again if you want more paint. So make sure you get enough to do the job and more. So I've found a colour chip that is really close. So I've gone to the computer system and printed out the colour. This is a Suzuki Champion Yellow, and it's going to tell me exactly what's in the mix. It includes yellow, a little bit of white, also a drop of green, and a tiny bit of orange. Now that the colour is all mixed up, it looks great and it can go in a spray can. So I've got a professional style 2K base coat that's going into a spray can. This is what a body shop would use, and it's available for anyone at home from VG Auto Paints. Now because this is a yellow, I'm going to grab myself a white primer and a 2K clear. Because I'm painting a motorcycle tank, I want it to be 2K, that way the fuel won't wreck it. Now I've got all my stuff, I'm ready to go back and start sanding, then I'll be ready to start painting. And so far, the cost of all the materials is way under what a professional body shop would charge. So I'm going to start by sanding with 240 grit. And you can do this by hand. I have a machine, so I'm just going to do it with a machine. I'm getting all the big areas with that, and then all the hard to reach areas, I'm using a sanding sponge, and this is about 320 grit. Just getting all the corners and angles with the sponge so that my primer can stick. Alrighty, so I've sanded the tank. Now because it's been sitting in a container for a long time, it's been sitting around, even though I've sanded it, I'm worried that there's some kind of contamination on there. There's fuel, maybe there's a bit of WD-40, a bit of silicone contamination. That can affect my primer and my top coats. So I'm going to give it a good clean. I'm going to use this product called deox. It's a deoxidine, a rust converter, a metal conditioner, and it's just going to really strip any chemicals that are on the surface. It's safe on metal, on paint, on plastic, and yeah, I really like to use it if I'm painting something I'm not too sure about, something old that's been sitting around for a while, and yeah, I'm just not sure about it. So yeah, I'm going to just give it a wipe on, wipe off, and then I can move on. Now I've hung the bike tank up, and I'm going to clean it with wax and grease remover and wipe it off. This is just going to get rid of any other contamination from touching and sanding. Got my white etch primer. I'm going to spray 4 coats over the whole tank. So I am going to spray 4 coats, waiting 10 minutes between coats. And I'm going to go different directions to make sure I get even coverage. Now one thing also I found at VG's, they had a handle that goes on a spray can. Now this handle makes it really easy, and it makes it so you don't get a sore wrist when you're using the spray cans. I'd only recommend it for primer because I don't trust it in my top coats. Sometimes it can throw a little bit of a funny spray pattern on your can. So yeah. Alright, so I got the primer down. It's a nice bright white primer. So that means when I put my yellow on top, it's going to be a true colour. because yellow is very transparent, it's going to show any difference in color. So if I left a bit of black, left a bit of orange, you know, you're going to see the difference. So I made it all white. I've used the primer, the white etch primer. It's gone on the metal, it's gone on the paint. I'm going to let this dry, and I'll come back and give it a wet sand. Then I'll be ready for my color and clear. So yeah, I'm going to give this some time, go have some lunch, and I'll be ready to come back, do some sanding. I found an old can of black paint. I'm going to spray that over all the primer, and that's going to be my guide coat. So basically I'm going to sand all that black off, and that's giving me the guide. It's telling me that I've sanded the whole tank thoroughly. It's also going to expose any low spots and make sure that my primer is nice and smooth. So this is going to happen. You're going to get little rub throughs where your sandpaper just rubs through the primer. All you have to do is clean it and then spray a bit more primer. Now it's all nicely sanded, I'm going to clean it again with wax and grease remover, hang it up, and I'll be ready to paint my base coat colour. Alright, I got my colour. It's Suzuki Champion Yellow, painting a Yamaha. But I believe it's from a Suzuki Spit. So, yeah, here we go. Now it is time for the base coat. I'm spraying all the edges first and then the top of the fuel tank last. That's just because I want a nice even finish on the top and I don't want too much overspray on that top bit. So I'm going to just spray 4 to 5 coats, waiting 10 minutes between coats. Then I'll be ready for my next step. Okay, so I've sprayed the base coat, I've waited about 30 minutes, now I'm ready for the clear coat. Now I don't want to touch the base coat at this stage, I don't want to sand it, because if I sand it, then I'm going to have sandpaper marks coming through my clear coat. So if you do have some kind of defect, maybe there's a bit of dust or something in it, you can sand it with a bit of wet sandpaper and some 1000 grit, but make sure you spray a little bit more base coat over that sanded area before you spray your clear. So yeah, I don't need to do that. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for my clear. I've got my 2K clear in a can. Now this is 2K, which means there's 2 parts. There's 2 parts inside this can, and when I'm ready to paint, I need to activate the can. And to do that, I've got to pull this button off the top, put it on the bottom here, and then slam that up. And make sure you crack it, because I've had people complain saying that the clear's not going off, and I think they haven't cracked it properly after asking a few questions. So make sure you crack that bottom bit properly and really shake it up good, because those 2 parts need to mix together thoroughly. So yeah, this is chemically cured, so the hardener is not good for you. Make sure at minimum you have a mask like this. This is a proper 2K mask. Yeah, they range anywhere from $50 up to $160. This, combined with good airflow, is the minimum. So make sure you have that. Otherwise, you are ready to paint. Let's do it. With the 2K clear, you want to make sure you spray at least 4 coats, waiting 10 minutes between coats. And as you can see, I'm going quite close with the spray can and doing really good overlapping, more than 50%. This is going to ensure you get a nice smooth finish and minimize any orange peel. Once you've done your 4 coats, you can let it dry overnight, and the next day it'll be nice and cured. Well, there you go. The tank is painted. It's got a nice 2K clear, which is going to be solvent resistant. That means if I spill petrol on it, it's not going to damage the paint. If I just used a normal 1K clear coat out of an aerosol, every time I put fuel in, a little splash, it's going to tarnish that clear. So I've used the 2K. I sprayed a white primer, then a yellow matched paint, then the clear coat, and it looks awesome. It looks really factory. It's nice and glossy and smooth, and I mean, I could make it look even better if I just gave it a sand and a buff, but I think it looks pretty good, so I'm happy to have this on my bike. Now I've got a few things to do on this thing. I'm going to paint the wheels. I'm thinking of painting them gold, so stay tuned for that. Then I'm just going to clean it up a bit more, get it running, get it registered, and just ride it because it's a cool bike. I love the 600s, and yeah, it's just a cool little zip around motorcycle. So I hope you like that video. I hope it helps you really step up your game when it comes to painting with cans. This is a really cool feature, a really cool product, and yeah, I want it to help you in your future projects. So again, yeah, hit like, hit subscribe. If you want a t-shirt, I've got t-shirts. You can order them in the links below. T-shirts, hoodies, stickers, a few different designs. But yeah, support the channel, get some cool clothing, and keep on painting, keep on being awesome. See you next time.